Hi, this is Petrolhead Z. I am showing you the new Syvecs Dash app, which is an app that runs with the new Syvecs BTIMU and GPSIMU. So my front screen comes to this dash layout that I've got. I find this dash layout really nice looking because everything's quite clear and everything's customizable. So for example, as we're on this, we'll just start off with we'll go to the lambda one at the bottom, and then say you don't want lambda there, you want a different input. All of them are fully customizable, so go to gauges and you choose, and as you can see, you can just pick anything that you want out of the selection that you've got. You can use it with your Syvecs frame system, and you can use it with an aftermarket ECU, view via the CAN system, and even an OEM ECU via OBD2 connection. So it works on pretty much loads of different applications. So it's not just solely for Syvecs; it's for all different things that you wish to use it on. I think it's really good. I mean, if you're a Syvecs user like myself, it's little things like you go into your calibration switches and you have all your calibration switches right in front of you on your phone, or potentially again, the whole thing can run off a Bluetooth Low Energy Android head unit if it supports Bluetooth Low Energy. For example, you go to calibration, you can check your launch control and off your anti-lag switches. And the good thing is about the calibrations is if you've got a rotational cowl switch, for example, you no longer will need to have the rotational cowl switch if you don't want it, because you can control all the calibrations from the phone, which is good because it can free out an input. And talking about inputs and outputs, the BTIMU and the GPSBT come with 4 additional inputs and outputs, for example. So if you're running out of inputs and outputs on, say, your plug and play standard Syvecs ECU, and you need more of them, then this will deliver you more inputs and outputs. I think it's 4 on each, but I'll have to double check. But it gives you that option as well. So it frees up sort of space in other things that you may want to log sensors for, and add more sensors to log the data on. I'll show you some of the dashes that this thing has. I'll try to make this as brief as I can. So I go to dashes. I'll go to the first one, which is race core. I think race core is really nice. It's quite simplified, and again, you can customize everything. For example, I've got this one set as a cowl switch because I think it looks nice, but you can just change it to whatever you want. Well, it's set on RPM, so tell you what, I'll change it to setting it on a cowl switch. How about that? So I would prefer having the cowl switch there instead of the RPM, because I've already got my RPM reader in front of me. And I'll change this over to, yeah, cal select, and then if I go back, then it gives you the option for cal select. So I go there, and you can change the numbers as well, for example. So if you just wanted to say you've only got a maximum of say you're not using the full 12 cows, you can just change it to whatever it is. So if you're only using 8, you change it to 8, and it will change the display to 8. And then, as I said, when you turn the rotational dialer, it will move around. You don't need the rotational dialer, as I've mentioned, if you don't want to keep one, but a lot of people do like to keep that analog rotational dialer, even though they might have the option of not having that due to the app having the calibration switches at hand. So I'll go to more of the dashes. You've got the Ferrari Challenge dash, this V-Style dash, the McLaren dash, the Lotus, or 2 Lotus dashes, some Audi dashes. Live data is really nice. I think live data gives you a lot of different parameters available in such a small space, and it helps you log all the data that you need, really. And again, as I mentioned, every single item on here is fully customizable for the data you want it to read. So you pick what sensor or what information you want to be pushed out to you, and that's what it'll give you. I'll go to another dash on here, for example, which I think is a really great feature, is the sort of the timing and camera dash. So you can stick this, for example, in front of your windscreen where you've got location. Turn my camera on, and now you've got a camera overview with all your details for your race information at the same time. I think that's a really cool feature. The GPS BT offers a 100 Hz GPS system, so it tracks positional data really well. The BTIMU doesn't have its own inbuilt GPS system, so it uses either the phone's GPS or the Android head unit's GPS, depending on how you're running it from. And it's not as accurate as a 100 Hz GPS, but it still gives you GPS information. I'll go to some more HUDs and go back to where we were before, which is the calibration cockpit. Here's another dash. Actually, performance dash looks really nice. Again, I can just show you that as well. You've got your camera there. You can again record your track live. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. And then yeah, I mean, it has a plethora of different options, and I've been speaking to Syvecs, the team at Syvecs, and they are constantly updating the app, and I know there's going to be more dashes probably available to come, as they've been updating their app pretty regularly, and I think it's very user friendly. I think it's a definite, if you want to have your logging on your phone or in a different format that gives it easy to read, easy to maintain, fast data, then this is obviously the best way to go on if you own a Syvecs ECU. And again, if you own an aftermarket ECU, you can, it's there for you to use. An OEM ECU, again, through the OBD port, for example, I can go to the settings and it can show you like in the advanced menu, like what connections to use. So you can either use ODB, Syvecs frame content, DBC. With DBC, you can load a DBC file. If you have a DBC file for the car, you can just add it on there of whatever car you have and the ECU that you need to use it for. But and you can just simply click on that. As I said, there's DBC for Syvecs. You've got one for Link here, Max ECU, Motec. So it's beneficial for people that have aftermarket ECU and the standard OEM ECU. And if you're not running on Syvecs, as I said, I am running on Syvecs, so I've obviously set mine to the Syvecs settings. If you're on Syvecs, you can go to your frame contents, and again, all you have to do is match up your frame contents to what you've matched up in your SCAL, and it basically just pulls the information it needs from there, and then it displays it on the screen. It's super cool. It's very quick, and I think it just works really well. So if you are a Syvecs owner or an aftermarket ECU owner, or you own a performance car with still the standard ECU, and you want something to give you the data on point in time and you want to log it, this will do everything for you. As I said, you can go into settings, you can record the screen, you can start your logging, you can stop your logging at any time. It's really good. Yeah, I just hope that this little demonstration gives you an idea of what this app's capable of, and some of the features that it offers. Yeah, it makes it easier if you're looking to have an all-in-one fit solution for data logging, track data, recording your track laps and stuff with the data in front of you, and just basically knowing exactly what's going on in your car without the need of having a laptop, for example. Very good. And I think it will be the way forward for race car users, for road car users, performance cars, and anyone who genuinely wants to know what's going on with their car and be on top of things. And this basically does that all for you. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you.